Welcome to the Brie Pod. It's that time again for our monthly segment of the Roaring Lioness Babes. I'm here with Priscilla Parent, business mentor and coach,
Hey guys.
as well as my co-host. I forgot to say.
It's fine.
So I'm excited for today because we are sitting down with Alina Grayson. She is a multi-six-figure coach and activator. And you actually are the one that introduced her to me.
Yes, I love her so much. I love watching all her master classes and I love everything she embodies. So I'm so happy for her to be aligned with us on this podcast with all of you guys to learn from her because she is just fantastic.
Yes. Oh man, when you had tagged me in one of her videos, I remember I was only gonna go for a second, but then she just kind of like brings you in and you're like, wait, what are you saying? What is this about? And so I really appreciated that. And now here she is coming on to the podcast, which is a beautiful thing. I think that she gives so much valuable advice and it's gonna be great. I can't wait for everyone to hear it.
I know, me neither. I'm excited. So excited.
So I must ask you, it's that time again, which hopefully I'll say it right, for roll that oil. What are you rolling today?
Well, I'm not using a roller one.
Oh,
I am, and always use rollers. We always use rollers, but I feel like this goes really in alignment with the energy that Lena is about to bring to all of you. So I'm using passion.
ooh, I love passion. It smells so good. It makes me think of like almost like the sweet tart candies. Every time I smell passion, I do not know why.
Smells so good. I'm gonna rub it right on my heart.
For today, I'm using the roller piece um, because it's been a crazy day for us. Mercury retrograde was strong. We need a little peace.
Yes, it was.
Oh gosh. We're so excited for you guys to hear what is going to be coming out. And if you are watching the video of our interview, yes, that is my husband in the background. It'll be it'll be fun. Uh, but anyway, without further ado, let's get to the interview.
We are back with Alina Grayson.
Hi, Alina. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi guys, thanks for having me. So I'm Alina Grayson. I'm a life and a business coach. I do mainly work with entrepreneurs because I'm also an entrepreneur. So I guess we could start with like how I got into this. So my background is always been psychology, personal training, self-development, but what I've been always obsessed with. I also have marketing background, which is kind of funny. I always knew what I wanted to help people, but I also want to be an entrepreneur. And I didn't know how that was going to look because I was like in psychology, also doing business. And it's funny now I look back at it and I should think that I'm like, what did I do these degrees for? Because I haven't used them. But you know what? It has served me because literally psychology helped me become a coach, and then marketing helped me like bring that in to be an amazing entrepreneur. So how I got started was I did everything. Like I went into every job, financial, marketing, sports, events. I tried everything. I could not find what I wanted to do because we're not taught how to be entrepreneurs. We were not like in school ever taught to like, you can start your own business. But on my way going back to school again, because I was like, well, I want to help people. I'm going to go do my master's. I saw an old friend of high school promoting a program and I was like, what? And she's a life coach. I'm like, what is a life coach online? And then I went down a rabbit hole and I was like, people are doing this. And so I was like, I know so much about this. And so what I started doing is I just opened an account. I started as Aligned Habits, and I just started sharing different things that worked for me. I started talking about the subconscious mind, manifestation, and then eventually I got a client, and then eventually I got another client, and it was completely organic. And as I had 5 one-on-one clients, the more I worked with women, the more I talked to my audience, like there was always similar questions and issues and things. So I was like, oh, I'm going to create a program. So I created my first program, Magnetic Mind. Had 5 people join. They loved it though. They raved about it. And then I launched it again. I had 10 people join. And then people were like, how are you getting people to like sign up? Because I didn't have a website. I never cold message people, like just at the beginning of like stage of my business. And so I started creating business programs, and it just kind of just snowballed from there. And it's just like every month I launched a different program. For me as an entrepreneur and as a woman, I stand for the woman that really wants it all. Like the relationship, the money, the business, the freedom, like all the things. And then another back end story too is like, while before I really went all in on my coaching business too, my relationship with my fiance fell apart. He wasn't helpful. I was in debt. I was unemployed because I was helping with our business. And I left with my 2 girls under 4. And then, yeah, like I went all in. I got a loan. I hired a coach, joined some programs, went all in. And every single day I posted, every single day I brought value. I made connections. And here we are. And like within 2 years, I'm like multiple 6-figure month, like 6-figure years. I think my highest month was 72K, completely organic. I still don't have a website. I started doing a sales page, but I love the way I've grown my business because I get to be an expander, an example for other women that, hey, you can be the single mom. You don't need the support, because I never even had support at all. I had to beg people just to babysit my kids to take calls. You don't need the money. What you really need is to just be brave and to really just go all in on it. And I love being an expander for women that like, you don't even need like the websites. You don't need to sales calls, nothing. It's just about being really brave. And that's why I love telling that story and just like telling people that you can do anything, right? And if you want it all, you can certainly have it all, but you got to go all in. So yeah, and this is here we are, right here. We're podcasting now.
Oh, thank you for sharing that. I love that you went from like a nothing to this empire that you created
Yeah.
yourself. That's beautiful.
Anyone can do it. I wholeheartedly believe it. Like you don't need money to make money. You need to be really brave. You need to be really brave. Yeah.
I love that. Thank you for sharing that. I know a lot of our listeners are also women that are entrepreneurs or wanting to start a business. So listening to your story, I think, is going to empower a lot of them to be like, hey, I can do this too.
Mm-hmm. Yay.
So what I want to ask you is, and we were talking about this earlier, is how do you balance your masculine and feminine in your business?
Okay, so yeah, this is a great topic. Both are so important. So for your audience listening, sometimes people think they confuse masculine and feminine energy as being feminine. Is feminine energy just being a female? It's not. Both men and women, we have both energies. We have feminine, masculine energy, and feminine energy is really about trust. It's about leaning back. It's about being, right? And then it's about surrender. And then masculine energy is about like the doing part, right? And so we need both in our business, and we need both because if you're very masculine and all you do is hustle and you do, and you're never being and you're forcing and you're pushing and you're controlling, you will be burnt out. And I see this happen all the time with entrepreneurs. And a lot of entrepreneurs who work with men coaches is they're so burnt out because all they're doing is hustling. And the importance is that, like, yes, you got to do things in your business, but you don't need to be working 24 hours a day. Like, you need to have a life too. Like, I'm obsessed with my business because I actually have a life outside my business and I get to do things that light me up. And then I get to come in here and bring content. So the way that I balance is like, yes, every day you have to show up. That's the doing energy. I create programs. I create branding. I make connections with people. I do lives. I launch masterclasses. I'm selling. That is the doing part of my business. But then the rest of it, and this is the most important part, is to be able to lean back and like not unplug from the business, but lean back after you've done this. So like even in my business, I make a post, I do a masterclass, and then I lean back in feminine energy and I just trust. I trust in people's power. I trust that people that are aligned with me are going to come into my business. So we were just talking too before this call about how even like, I don't force people. I don't do sales calls. There's no such thing as call objections. I don't even, when people ask me for links, I'm not even in my inbox being like, hey, are you ready? Let's go. And the reason I don't do that is because when we lean in on people and we're like scaring them, or you're going to die if you don't take this program, you're going to like, impending doom is going to happen. People get scared, or the people who do say yes, they're not ready. And ultimately, me as a coach is like, I want people to be able to lead themselves. Like if I mother my clients in masculine energy, I'm like, did you do this? And I check up and I'm trying to be this accountability coach, which I'm not. Then eventually what's going to happen is when I'm not there, they're not doing the work because they need me to mother them. Right. And so people get confused too, that they think mothering energy is feminine energy. It's absolutely not. Mothering energy is like, do this, pick up your socks. It's do. So even in coaching, I want people to come to me, because the people that decide that I want to do it, it's coming from their power. They're ready to do the work. And the people that are ready to do the work, and I'm not chasing them, not telling them what to do, they rise. And then when I go away, they're able to lead themselves. If I mother all my clients and I'm kind of like, you need to do this, the second I'm God, you're going to blame me that you don't have results because of me, when that's not the point. When I am done with clients, I'm like so happy because I'm like, they can lead themselves. They don't need me. And when people join my stuff, I don't want to use fear, because if you say yes out of fear, you're not ready. If I had to coax you and manipulate you to come into my world, you're not ready. And then guess what happens? You're not ready. You're looking for a mothering type. I'm not going to mother you. You're not going to get results. Lose. But when you say yes out of desire, because you see a masterclass, a post, you hear me talking, you're like, oh, I'm ready. You're ready. You're going to come in my world. You're going to implement, then you're going to go off and get results. It's a win for you because you're successful, and it's a win for me because I'm successful. And that is my whole mentality, is always to be a win-win situation. So as entrepreneurs, like, you got to do stuff. You got to show up every day. You got to create branding. You got to market yourself. You got to promote every single day. But the people part, you really got to lean back and trust. And for me, like when people are coming and buying stuff is when I'm like, I've done the thing, and then I lean back and I go live my life in feminine energy. And then people are in my inbox. Hey, can I have a link to this? Can I have a link to this? I trust in people's power. And that's what money is. People think it's like, I'm going to manifest money. No, you're manifesting people. For me anyways, I believe money is an extension of someone's power, because when someone's doing something, is their power, right? So yes, do the stuff in your business, show up, but then that's it. You lean back and you trust in people's power, right? Like it's got to come from them, and then it's going to be a win-win. Yeah.
That's powerful.
That is. And I feel like your statement of mothering energy is not feminine energy is a game changer. So for anyone listening to that, if you missed that statement from her, I will definitely repeat it, because that hit me, and everything you're saying like resonates. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, I was shocked too. I always thought that mothering was feminine, but it's not. Because think about it, when you have a baby, you're the protector, you're the provider. It's like, think about a bear. You go near a mama bear's cub, that's a masculine woman's about to kill you. Like that's what happens, right? Like, no. So, and then we do this relationship with men too. A lot of women, the reason that they're like, oh, my man's not romantic anymore. He doesn't, you know why? Because you turn into mother. How does it sound like when you're like, pick up your sock? Did you wash this? Did you drink that? Did you do this? Did you do your laundry? You shouldn't eat that. Who are you talking to? Your son or your husband? And so mothering energy, it's masculine. You're being the provider, you're being the protector. And it's so important to balance that. Even in coaching, as an entrepreneur, when you're selling, it's a beautiful lean in, lean out. In your relationship, it's a lean in and it's a lean out. And it's knowing when to do that. Yeah.
Oh, that is mind blowing.
So branching off of that, I know you had talked about in their organic marketing, and I know you're like an absolute genius with this. What are two of your top tips for the people listening that they can implement or use right now with organic marketing?
Yes. So I love organic marketing, and it's so much about like the energetics. So first, I will say this, like, when it comes to organic marketing, you need to have an audience. The first pillar of business is an audience. So a lot of entrepreneurs, when they get started, they have like an incredible strategy, they have an incredible offer, and they launch it, but no one buys. And then they get in their head, they're like, oh, I'm not good enough, my product's not good enough. And I'm like, how are you not good enough when no one's bought it? Like, you know what I mean? But we get in our head and we think that we're not good enough. But the truth is like, you have to have an audience. You have to have an audience. So if you're starting an entrepreneur, the first pillar, and this is your constantly what you need to be working on, is to constantly build connections with people. For me, like, and this is something I teach in Soulful Sales, my sales program, the number one thing I keep teaching is like the most important thing is to build connections with people. Again, when money is an extension of someone's power, like all it is relationships. So organic marketing is like build your audience and focus on building relationships. So when you make posts, comment back on people, go make sure that you're also going to comment on their stuff. And we had this conversation too before this call about like, a lot of us, we just want to be seen. We just like want our post to get all the likes. Look at me, look at me. And when you have that mentality, you attract the equivalent of that. And I believe in energetic matches. If you want to be seen, you need to see people. So make your post, the people that like your stuff, like on their stuff, but go out of your way to go to their stuff and like genuine, like not fake, but genuinely write comments and go back and forth. And don't do it in the inbox privately, because no one gets to see that. No one gets to benefit that. The algorithm doesn't help us either, but like go on people's posts. You want to really connect with people, go see what they're writing every single day. So connections, building connections is the number one thing. And then, in organic marketing is like, you need to give value. You need to show up and actually give value. And a lot of people get stuck on like, I don't want to give all my good stuff, but that's a limiting belief that you think you're not going to get new content, right? But actually give good value, right? So for me as a coach, things that are incredible for organic marketing is I do masterclasses. So masterclasses are not just to sell, but they're for me like, hey, I'm alive. We're having a communication. I get to see your name. I don't get to see your face, but you get to see me. I hear my story. I ask you a question. You tell me something about your life. We built a connection. That is organic marketing. There's a connection there. And the more, this is what I trust, is the more you're seeing me, the more things are resonating. Eventually, you're going to be like, you know what? I want to buy from her. This girl said my name on a live. I've had someone tell me like, I bought from you because you acknowledged me on a live and said my name and it made me excited. But people don't even do things like that anymore. They're all about like, just look at me, look at me. So number one thing in organic marketing is build connections and give value. So even if you're with a network marketing company, like you get to still go live, like give samples, talk about like, do a tutorial for your makeup, just and go live. One of the best things that I have found that grow my business, even for all my clients that are like network marketers, stuff like that, is going live. It's the best way to connect with people. When people pop up, you see their name, you say, hi, like Sarah, how are you? You ask a question, there's a connection there. And so ultimately, number one rule, build your audience, and organic marketing is built through connection. Like, know, trust. The more I see you, you're showing up every day, the more you're connecting, you're actually replying to my comments, you're going to my page, I'm going to start to like you. And that's how we choose sometimes from network marketers. So many people to buy doTERRA from. I'm going to choose the woman who says my name and actually connects to me, and she goes on my page and likes my stuff. This is how it works, right? And then when you offer something, it's just trusting. Hey, eventually, like, I know this girl, like, no trust, I'm going to buy from her. And then it goes from there. But you got to focus on connection. So what I will say, number one thing is build genuine connections with people.
Thank you for sharing that. I think that's so beneficial. And I know with Priscilla and I in our own businesses, that's like super beneficial to have that. So we appreciate that for sure.
Well, here's something else I'm going to add is like, we look at one person, but one relationship is not a person. It's a person connected to an entire network. If you make 3 incredible connections online with people and they really love you and then eventually buy you, word of mouth is the most effective marketing. They end up telling people, oh, my business grew. So the first year that I made, no, my second year that I made 6 figures was from, it was 58 or 60, like 58 people. And people are like, how? People think they need millions of people following. I'm like, you don't need to be world renowned. You need to be network renowned. And a lot of my clients that have come into my world is because my client shared my video, someone shared my masterclass, someone told another person, hey, I took your program, it's amazing, they come into it. So don't look at as one person as one person. That's one person and an entire network. If you made one right connection and this person shared it to like their network and all of a sudden 40 people came into your network, there you go. You can make 6 figures like that. We think that we need so much, you do not. So relationship building and remembering that it's people attached to networks. The more network connected you are, the more your business is going to grow, the more money is going to flow.
Thank you so much. I did want to ask you on top of that, you talked about energetics. What does that mean? What are energetics?
So energetics is, it's not about what you do, it's about who you're being when you're doing it. So perfect example. There are two people who get this like 1 to 10 step plan of how to like grow a business and sales, and they do the exact same thing. And you can watch this in network marketing because they're taught the exact same thing. Why is it? The one girl said the exact same thing, had the same marketing, did the same live, and crickets. And then the other one, it's like selling out nonstop. Why do you see that all the time? Why? It's because it's not about what you do, it's about who you are when you're doing it. When I show up in my lives, I am like fully in my power. I'm confident. I'm in my self-worth. I'm excited when like you go to my lives right now, watch tomorrow when I'm launching my branding for my new masterclass, and tomorrow I'm going to be so hyped up because I'm excited. And so people, and if you read my testimonials, people will tell you it's her authenticity and it's her energy that attracted to me. Why is my energy so good? Because I love what I do. I'm in my confidence. I'm so in my power. I'm excited, and you feel that. Some people are like, I don't even know, like, I can't tell you how many people signed up and they're like, I don't even know what it starts, what it is about, but your energy pulled me in. I'm excited. And this is something you cannot fake. So people fake hype. Hype is a great selling thing in entrepreneurship, but you can't fake it. Like people can tell when you're being really genuine. Like I get genuinely excited because I'm like, my programs are great. I'm excited to do masterclass. I'm going to get new people in my world. I'm going to connect, right? And people feel that, right? So other things to think about as an entrepreneur is like, who are you when you're doing the things? When you're writing a post, is it because you need to be seen, or you're writing a post because you want to connect with people? When you do a live, like, you know, aesthetics are important too. Like I can't tell you how many times I see someone do a live and there's like an unmade bed, garbage behind them, and you're a coach. Like people are not even looking at you. They're not even listening to you because they're looking behind you. It's just like, put yourself together as entrepreneurs. Like sometimes they're all I see is like they woke up in the morning like, oh, hi guys, and monotone, not there. I ate like shit. I stayed up late. Energetics means like I feel good. I led myself. I went to bed. I'm excited. I'm confident. I'm in my worth. And then people feel it, and they're not even listening to the words. They're paying attention to the energy. But when you don't care about your energy and you're just going to show up on a live, you're disheveled, like you're not even presentable, you didn't sleep good, you ate like shit, like you're not confident, you're in fear. So a lot of people are stuck in fear. They're like, and we can feel it. I can tell right away when I listen to people's lives if they're stuck in fear, where they start to push, there's a little manipulation, right? So energetics is about like, who are you when you're doing the thing? Are you fully in your power? Are you confident? Are you certain? Like, are you really genuinely excited about your product that you're promoting? Because if you're not, and you're afraid people aren't going to buy, and you don't care about anything, like that's why people can't connect it. So it's not about what you do. It's about who are you being when you're doing it? Do you bring your best forward, your best energy when you're doing the thing? That's the difference right there.
Thank you so much for explaining that.
Yes, thank you. And I know for me, like I watch a lot of your master classes and I'm in your group and I watch a lot of your stuff. So you definitely are a woman who like walks her talk. Like you're not just telling this, you embody it. You embody it. And
Yeah.
I just love that about you.
That's so energetics. And that's why I was just saying, like, you guys are going to love the masterclass because we're going to go deep into actually understanding feminine energetics. It's so powerful in business. It is.
Agreed. For our listeners that are listening to this and they're thinking to themselves, wow, I want to be more like her. I want to raise my energetics. Do you have any tips for them of where they should start or what, path that they should be starting to go down?
For sure. So for me, and you guys will love what's coming up in my coaching, is like, the goal is not to be perfect. You're never going to be perfect, right? Perfection is an illusion. We know that. And if you chase it, you're going to drive yourself crazy. And I used to do that, and everybody know, but it's about like 1% better every single day is how I look at it. Like, where can you evolve better every single day? So like, even in your relationship, instead of losing your shit, where can you actually hold your power and have a conversation with someone? Instead of reaching for the cookie, can you have self-awareness that this cookie is really not going to make me feel good? It's going to make me feel like shit. It's going to lower my energy. It's your energetics has to do so much about like just evolving. So humans, we're coded with evolution. That's all we're here for. We just constantly want to get better, right? And that's actually like, people like think that it's more money and all the things that make you happier, but actually when you evolve as a person, you're becoming better in your relationship, you're becoming more confident, you lead yourself better, the way you communicate with people, that is ultimately, as humans, what lights us up and then makes us want to get better. So it's kind of like fitness, when like you're doing fitness and you're not changing, you lose motivation, you're like, screw this. But the second the scale's going down, you're excited and you bring your best energy. So in your life, it's like, pick an area of your life that you're just going to be 1% better in, like 1%. Like, I'm not going to stay up all night. I'm going to go to bed early. I'm going to take care of myself, like making sure, especially as women, like we need self-care. We need self-care so much. And a lot of us, the reason we're so burnt out is because we've been taught to please people all the time. And we're just constantly giving, and then we're burnt out. And for me, and I'll tell you, I tell women all the time, put yourself first, above anybody, above your kids. Like, as a single mom, I get up in the morning, so I have space for myself to do my yoga, my meditation, journaling, things to make me feel good. I put myself first, like putting myself together makes me feel good. But then every single day, I'm like, where can I be better? Where can I be better 1%? So like, even make yourself uncomfortable. So like, if you want to become a better speaker, you want to become a better entrepreneur, like push yourself to do a live, push yourself to do a challenge, challenges are an incredible way to get better. But that's honestly what lights up a human, is like the evolution. The more you're evolving and changing, you're going to want more. And then you're going to start raising the bar in your life and like really look in your life. Where are you settling? Where do you know right now? Because intuitively we know where we're already setting, but like look in your life, what relationships, are you settling in your relationship, like in your business, and just start to raise the bar with your nutrition, with your fitness, with the way that you communicate. And the more you do that, you start to be an energetic match to powerful people. The better you become, you're an energetic match to more powerful people. But yeah, really look, where are you settling right now? And where can you start saying no? Practicing no makes you so magnetic as a woman. Boundaries, having high standards. And it's just like, instead of doing it all at once, it's just 1%. I'm going to raise the bar today in my drinking of water today. I'm going to drink more water in my food today. The way I communicate with people now, I'm going to raise the bar. I'm not going to lose my shit. I'm going to like breathe, I'm going to be more calm. I'm going to listen. And that's all it is. And then everything starts to elevate. The more you raise your bar in your life, the more it's just like, you just keep going and going.
Thank you.
No problem.
I wanted to ask you with that, I know we brought up before this as well, emotional intelligence. How does that come into play in business?
Oh, everything. I think it was like the number one thing people should learn is emotional intelligence, because what really gets us stuck? What is it that why are people having a hard time selling? They're scared. They're scared to, like, the biggest thing is like, we're scared to be seen. We're not able to be fully ourselves. We're scared that we're going to get disappointed. A lot of people play small and they don't even start businesses because they're like, oh my God, what if it doesn't work? What if I hire this coach and do all this branding, spend all this money and it doesn't work? The fear of disappointment right there is like one of the biggest wounds that we carry as women. And it all started from childhood. Santa didn't give you the thing you wanted. Dad said he was going to show up. He didn't. Mom promised you. She didn't. We have these wounds as women. And it's the hardest thing for feminine energy, is to deal with disappointment. And it holds us back in entrepreneurship, because entrepreneurs, like, we have to be like fully all in. Like, we do. We have to love being seen. We have to love being heard. Like, otherwise, how are people going to find out about your products and who you are? But we're so afraid, like, of making mistakes. There's perfection too. So perfection is emotional intelligence. It's like, I mess up, like, I can't do it, right? So then we wait and we procrastinate and we don't launch businesses or offers. And we don't do things. We need to be perfect. And it's like, no. And for entrepreneurs, the emotional intelligence is so important, because ultimately it's like, you have to be brave. You got to be brave. You got to be willing to invest. You got to be willing to launch things. And if it doesn't work and you have a floppy launch, to go again. You got to be like so brave that when you do a live and no one shows up and it's crickets, you show up anyways the next day and do it again. And you do it again, right? It's be able to put money where your mouth is. Like, emotional intelligence, everything. It's the thing that takes us out. Even getting triggered online. A lot of people get so triggered. They're comparing themselves to a woman like 20 steps ahead of them. Like, there's like sisterhood wound, can't even talk. There's like authority, like, we are coded with all kinds of wounds. And until you do the like deep work, and that's what I do with Goddess Code, is going deep on the things that really hold us back. Or just, we play small. We play so small. We're not able to be fully expressed. Like, so many women have a hard time even walking into a room and people look at them, and the moment people look at them, it's just like, oh, shut it down, start like putting your eyes down, like you know, something I'll challenge your audience today is like, I want you to go for a whole week and look people in the eyes, smile at a stranger, and hold the gaze. A lot of people can't do that. They can't even hold the energy, because right away the little voice is like, shut it down, shut it down. It's all emotional intelligence, right? As women, we please so much. We can't even sit with the discomfort, like discomforting feelings of putting someone, like disappointing someone we love, but even though it benefits us, it's not good for us, but we don't. So we just always put ourselves on the back burner. So I know I can go on emotional intelligence all day long, but ultimately, like the biggest things that block us in entrepreneurship is our emotions. It's the fears, it's the doubt, it's the disappointment, it's the wounding, it's all the coding. It's not in learning how to like work our emotions. So yeah, if any programs that you guys want to take, Goddess Code, like, or come in the free masterclass, because I'm telling you, it's for me, it's been a game changer. Like, it took me a long time to leave that partner, and if I didn't do emotional intelligence work, I wouldn't even be here, because I was so scared. I'm going to be alone. Oh my God, I'm in debt. Like, but women are. How many women do you know right now are settling in relationships, in jobs? And what is it that holds them back? The fear. How will I be able to handle disappointment? What if I mess up? What if I fail? That's what it is. It's like the biggest blocks that we have is our inability to handle our emotions. Yeah.
Wow. I do have to say that I love the fact that you call it the goddess code, because when you think of a goddess, she's like this powerful
Yes.
and alone, like she's not relying on a man or a woman, whichever
No.
way, like she's just herself. And I think that's
She's
beautiful.
feminine. She's
Yeah.
feminine, right? And so some people should be like, men can't handle a powerful woman. That is not true at all. It is not true at all. It's like, it's being feminine, but not mothering. Such a big difference, right? Like, you can be a strong, confident, powerful woman, but you don't have to mother people, right? You can just be a proud, confident, strong woman. And that's it. And like, and that's like goddess vibe. That's why I call it goddess code. It's just like, I couldn't think of a better name. I'm like, it is. It's goddess. It's like, you're powerful, you're magnetic, but you're also very feminine and sensual, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I love that. And I love that you share like one thing that stuck out for me where I'm like, oh, I need to do that. Looking a stranger in the eye. Because
Yeah.
that can be so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, oh, I can relate to that. Where you're like, oh, da da da.
You know what? I was telling this to the ladies in Soulful Sales, but it's one of the ways to see how much you're holding back in your business. I always say this, it's like how you do one thing is how you do most things in your life. And if you're not able to hold that kind of power and be confident, that's why you can't show up online really fully expressed. It's why we have a hard time. And this is why, like, it's like challenge yourself, because you're going to notice that little inner girl voice being like, shut it down. Everyone's looking at you. You're being too much. You're being too much. No, as an entrepreneur and as a goddess, it's like, I'm okay. Look at me. And it's not about being cocky. It's just like, here I am fully in my power, and I'm going to walk slowly, and I'm going to look people in the eyes powerfully. And that's what makes you be like, whoa, what is it about this woman? And it's gonna be like the art of like feminine magnetism. But like, watch, it's like a challenging yourself. Like, see much you're holding back in your business because you can't even do it in your life. It all translates. Your life and your business, like who you are one way is the way that you're showing up online too. Yeah.
I'm gonna try it, but I'm gonna be scared.
Me
Okay.
too.
I'm gonna be like, I'm holding it.
Yep. Yep. I'm in a challenge right now. I gotta do it.
Oh, I love that. Thank you for sharing that. I think that is powerful in itself, because even when you just said it, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
that's scary.
It's hard, it's scary, but you challenge yourself, because then what happens is when you show up online, if you can be powerful in your life like that, when you show up online, it's just an extension of who you are. And then you stop holding back, because a lot of times, like, we become entrepreneurs, we change, you change, and then we are afraid that our friends and our family are going to see us and gonna be like, who is this? But really, if you are always the same person everywhere, then there's not that fear when you show up. I better kind of tone it down a little bit, because what if someone from high school sees me, or my mom sees me, and my aunt, right? But if you fully immerse yourself in this and you show up like this everywhere, then it's just like you just show up as yourself online. It's just an extension of you, and there's no more like holding back, toning it down, shrinking because we're afraid of what people are going to think. It's like, this is actually who I am, and I'm proud of it.
Plus, they're gonna think it anyway. That's what I always tell myself. Like, it doesn't matter.
People always gonna have opinions. That's okay. I focus on the people who want to hear me, not the haters. Like, yeah, that's it. You're gonna get them anyways.
Absolutely. Um, Priscilla, do you have anything else you want to ask before we have her share where we can find her?
Yeah.
I have just one more thing that I wanted to bring up before we close. I know we during our conversation before you talk a lot about your ideal buyer.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you can kind of branch off on that, on how our listeners can really tune in to I know you talked about energetics too, and how ideal buyer, energetics, they kind of all relate to each other. If you have any tips on them finding their ideal buyer in their business.
Yeah. So I don't believe in ideal buyers, and I'll tell you why, because especially for my work and even network marketing, all that, like anyone can buy. I don't understand this avatar of having a woman that's in her 40s when anybody could buy my programs. Like if you're an entrepreneur, you're going to be attracted to soulful sales and God is coding different programs. But even if you're not an entrepreneur and you're a woman that just wants to like heal your relationship with yourself, like heal your wounding, become magnetic, like I have people of all walks of life come into my programs. I've had a teenager, I've had people up to their 65 was my oldest client. It doesn't matter, right? Like the way that I believe is just like people are attracted to you for different pieces too. Like even in my coaching business, some people want it all and some people are like, I'm okay with discipline, I'm okay with sales, I need to learn like how to be feminine. I'm okay with relationship, but I need to learn how to sales. So it's like there is no ideal partner. And that's why I believe as an entrepreneur, the more fully expressed you are, the more that people are just going to like you. Like sometimes people buy from you just because of the way you dress and what brands you're aligned with. Some people like you because you're confident. Some people are like, I like your values, right? And that's why it's so important to be all of you all the time, because you will notice people buy from you for different reasons. Some people might not like my like hype and my confident energy, but they'll be like, I like her values. She believes in female, like empowerment and family first kind of thing, and they'll buy from you. So there is no such thing as ideal buyer. It's like people, you're an energetic match to people. That's all it is. I believe in energetic matches, and that could be for different things. People will buy from you just based on your personality, value. It doesn't matter. Like you can't have an avatar. It doesn't make any sense to me, right? It's just like you're either aligned and you want this product and you vibe with me, and that's it. Energetic matches over ideal buyers.
I love that, because I think especially when people are first starting out, that is the first thing that they're told is find your avatar.
No, I know,
So
I know. And I'm like, no, because like think about it though. Anybody can buy network marketing. Like, why is there an avatar? It just makes no sense. We got to stop profiling people too, right? Based on how they look, because it doesn't make any sense. Like, if you're attracted to my work, you're just gonna buy from me, period, right? And for different reasons.
Yeah. I also love that you say, because it sounds like to me, it's like if you have an ideal buyer, then you're putting people in a box versus like
100%.
you're kind of like hurting yourself because now you have this box and you're not allowing anything else in. So it's
energetic matches. Honestly, like energetic matches to your audience, just focus on that. And that's why the more fully expressed you are, the more like your stories show your life, right? People buy from you. And I asked this in my coaching program. I asked somebody like just to like solidify my teaching. I asked people like, why did you buy from me? Some people are like your family. Some people are like your energy. Some people say my lifestyle. Some people are just like just the program, the branding, all kinds of different reasons. All that has to resonate is one piece of me. If your heart beats for something that my heart beats for, like one thing, we're an energetic match. You don't have to like all of me. You don't. But if there's just one thing that we match, our heart beats for the same thing, we have the same value, we have the same something that we like, we're a click. That's it. So yeah, this whole avatar, I think it's just jumbo. It's a waste. Like this is a new paradigm that we're going in entrepreneurship, and it works, and it's so fun because I don't have to be something I'm not. I'm not listening to how people I have to be to sell. I'm just myself. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And every single day I show up, and it's very intuitive, my business. I'm not like creating and batching content. No, I just like share a story. I share a lifestyle, because again, my ideal my people are just a match to who I am and my lifestyle and my values. Yeah.
Well, we love all of you.
I love you guys too.
Oh,
You guys
so it's true. But with that though, we would love for you to share, where can people find you, our listeners
Sure.
find you?
Sure. So you guys can follow me on Instagram at Alina Grayson Coaching. You can also come into my Facebook group, which is called the High Performance Coaching Community. There's masterclasses there. There's going to be one launching this week, which will be incredible. But yeah, Alina Grayson Coaching on Instagram, and then on Facebook, High Performance Coaching Community.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ladies.
Wow, that was incredible.
Yes, it was.
I just like, my mind is so blown with everything she had to say. I feel like it resonated so much. And there's so many things now I'm going to be taking, like, okay, I'm going to look people in the eye now and smile. And that's going to be hard, but I'm going to do it.
Yes, I love that technique that she gave us.
Absolutely. So as you know, at the end, we like to give affirmations. And I know that together we've figured one that we really think will work well. So tell us, Priscilla, what is the affirmation for everyone that is listening?
So I am going to pull the affirmation from Alina because I felt very aligned with this. And I feel like this just kind of will help everyone who is listening. So it is: mothering energy is not feminine energy.
That it's such a good one, where when she said it, I was just like, wait, what? You just always think it's feminine, but it's not. And after she like really explained that, I felt like it's true. It's actually more masculine. So I believe, with that being said, I think that we can leave our listeners with something to ponder on, and the task of looking people in the eye and smiling, and see how that goes for you. And let us know in the comments, or tag us, or tell us what you thought about that. To end this, we always love to say, with that, you are loved, you are worthy, you are cherished, and we are proud of you. Until next time on the Roaring Lioness Babes and Brie Pod. Bye.